4 teams left, but who will win the Champions League? Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my Champions League semi-final first leg predictions. We are into the last 4 of the Champions League, just 3 games to go until we find out who wins the Champions League. We've got 2 absolutely cracking games, one in North London, the other in Spain. But yeah, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. And the first game is from the Emirates Stadium in North London as Arsenal take on Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I literally have put this on like a few minutes ago, because I literally got back from college, came into my room, package on my bed. I'm like, it's not what I think it is, and it's this. So a perfect timing as well with the semi-finals being tonight. So big shout out to DHgate and to, I'm guessing, Raw or whatever it is. Anyway, beside the point, yeah, of course, it should be an absolutely cracking game of football this evening. Of course, PSG absolutely flying at the moment. You know, they're just absolutely cooking. I actually think they did lose on Friday, I think it was, to Nice, but that's like their first defeat. I think that was their first defeat in Ligue 1 this season. Like, they've just been absolutely unbelievable, PSG. I mean, just the talent that PSG have got is unbelievable. Desire Doué, he is unreal, absolutely unreal, and it's so annoying because I'm a Tottenham fan, and literally, I think when he was at Rennes, in the summer, and I think we were linked with him. I think obviously PSG were linked with him. Obviously, I think Man United might have been linked with him as well. Might have made that up, but I swear United were as well. But I know Spurs were, and we could have signed Doué. I mean, what a player we would have had if we would have signed Doué. But Desire Doué absolutely cooking at PSG. Kvaratskhelia is cooking. The man on the back of this shirt, I don't know where the name is. Dembele is cooking as well. But this PSG team is just unbelievable. It's probably the best PSG team ever, you could say. Like, there's just so much talent everywhere you look, and there's just so much talent everywhere you look. And also, PSG, they've actually got a good record against English teams this season. Obviously, they beat Aston Villa in the last round. They beat Liverpool, and they beat Manchester City. The only English team they haven't beat this season is Arsenal. Of course, it is true, because obviously back on match day 2, Arsenal did face PSG at the Emirates. Arsenal won 2-0. Obviously PSG were without this man, Dembele. He got, I think he had a falling out with Enrique. And obviously at the time they didn't have Kvaratskhelia because he was at Napoli at the time. So, but I'll tell you what, ever since that game on match day 2, this PSG team has gone from here up to here. Some of the football they play is absolutely unbelievable. But I'll tell you what, that second leg against Villa, I thought PSG were going to bottle it. PSG, they went 2-0. I was like, right, that's surely game over now. There's surely no chance Villa can come back. They've got that goal before half-time, like, maybe. Then, of course, they got the 2 goals, and I was like, they're not going to do it, are they? And they nearly did it. They had some really good chances to take it to extra time, Aston Villa, but PSG just scraping through. But, I mean, defensive, I think the problem for me in PSG, because you could say they probably got a little bit over the top, or they knew that they were going through, because they were 2-0 up, 5-1 on aggregate, and you noticed at times there were many gaps, especially in the PSG defence. In the PSG defence, when it was on aggregate at the time, 5-1 to PSG, there were so many gaps in that PSG defence, and the Villa players, they were just finding it there, and there. And I think that's probably why Villa kind of came back. There were many gaps, and PSG probably got a bit too excited that they were going through. But that's why we love the Champions League. Comebacks. That's why we love it. That's why we love the Champions League. You have comebacks and that, etc. But yeah, but let's talk about Arsenal. I mean, they absolutely schooled Real Madrid. As much as I hate it, because I'm a Spurs fan, I was rooting for Real Madrid. And yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to Arsenal. They absolutely battered Real Madrid over 2 legs. The first leg at the Emirates absolutely wiped Madrid to the floor. 2 absolutely phenomenal free kicks from Declan Rice. And the third goal as well from Merino was unbelievable. They were absolutely all over Real Madrid in the first leg. And obviously the second leg, everyone was saying, oh, Real Madrid going to come back. They didn't. But Arsenal, their game management in that second leg was really, really good, to be fair. And like Real Madrid, the only way they were going to score was from like a set piece or maybe more likely a mistake. And obviously they did score from a mistake. I think it was Saliba or whoever it was, who obviously made that mistake, and obviously it was scored by Vinicius. But Arsenal over 2 legs against Real Madrid were absolutely phenomenal. But the problem is, can they do that again against this PSG team? And I know Arsenal fans will say, oh, we've already beaten them already. But you got to remember, Arsenal fans, they were without Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, they were without some big players. And I'll tell you now, ever since that game on match day 2, PSG have improved. Literally, they have been unbelievable. They absolutely tore City apart, tore Liverpool apart, tore Villa apart in the first leg. Second leg, Villa kind of got back into it. So Arsenal have got to be careful. And I mean, people will say PSG will have the advantage because obviously the second leg is at the Parc des Princes. Obviously that will play an advantage for PSG. But Arsenal at home this season in the Champions League have been very, very good. I think they've played 4 games or something like that, and they've won all 4 of them. They've scored 9 goals, and Arsenal haven't conceded a single goal, I think, in the Champions League at home this season, I think. Actually, or have they? Because I swear they drew to PSV like 2-2 or something at home. I don't know. But Arsenal are they've got a very good home record. And we saw what they did to Real Madrid. And if they can play like that against Real Madrid, why can't they do it against this PSG team? But I think the advantage PSG have, and it's quite a... Arsenal got to match it. PSG will run. They will run and run and run and run. They will be non-stop running. It's like this PSG team is like having a team full of N'Golo Kante. Kante doesn't stop running. This PSG team will not stop running. They will press you down from the front. Defensively, they're solid. Midfield is absolutely unbelievable. So Arsenal, they've got to try and match PSG with the pace, with the stamina of the game. Because PSG's stamina and the intensity of running, it's very, very good. And we've seen it many times in the Champions League this season. Their stamina, their speed is very, very good. I mean, and they are more than capable as well to hit Arsenal on the break, because they've got players like Doué, they've got Dembele, they've got Kvaratskhelia, they've even got players like Kang In Lee, they've got Barcola to come off the bench as well. Like, this PSG team is just unbelievable. And as much as I want PSG to go through, because obviously they're playing Arsenal, I'm a Tottenham fan, Arsenal have got a chance. Arsenal have got a chance. If they can go and absolutely outclass Real Madrid over 2 legs, why can't they do it again to PSG? Why can't they? Because they did it against Madrid, so surely they can do it against PSG. But anyway, score prediction time now. It's going to be a very, very tight game. But this PSG team is absolutely incredible. Just the flair, the talent everywhere you look. It's unbelievable. Arsenal fans, you can call me biased all you want. I'm not being biased. I just think this PSG team is too good. So yeah, tight game. I think Arsenal will still be in the tie going into the second leg. 8 days time, next Wednesday at the Parc des Princes. Yeah, full time for me in the first leg is Arsenal 1, Paris Saint-Germain 2. And the second semi-final is Barcelona against Inter Milan. And I mean, what a game this should be. Of course, Inter, I mean, I don't really know what has happened to them recently. They have massively hit a brick wall, Inter. They haven't won in 4 games. Also, they drew 2-2 to Bayern on the night, lost to Bologna, lost to AC Milan, in the Coppa Italia, and lost to Roma. And I mean, everyone was saying that Inter could do the treble. Coppa Italia's gone. The league looks like it's sliding away because Napoli have definitely got the more easier fixtures. If you're looking at the last 4 games for Napoli and Inter. And in the Champions League, Inter are now facing a very good Barcelona side. So Inter could go from a potential treble to winning absolutely nothing. But I just don't know what's happened with Inter recently. Like, defensively, they've been shaky. They haven't been good going forward. They've just hit this massive brick wall. And I just don't know what's happened, to be honest with you. And I mean, Barcelona, I mean, they'll be looking at Inter recently. And they'll be looking at each other, like, from Hansi Flick to the players to everyone at Barcelona will be looking at how Inter have been doing recently. And Barcelona would be like, you know what? We have a chance in this game. We really, really do. We really, really do. But Inter, I mean, I watched the highlights of the Roma game on the weekend. And oh my God, I don't know how it was only 1-0 to Roma. They had so many chances in that game, Roma. It could have at least been about 4 or 5-0 to Roma. That was how good Roma were in that game. They had some really good opportunities. And like I said, Inter defensively were very poor. Going forward didn't really show much. And yeah, I mean, just Inter now to play against this Barcelona team who I think they can win the treble as well. Obviously they can win La Liga, they can win Champions League, and of course they have now won the Copa del Rey, which I did watch. Obviously the Copa del Rey final was on Saturday, where Barcelona beat Real Madrid. I watched it, I streamed it, so of course thank you to the people that joined, that stream. And I'll tell you what, I think a quick summary on that game. I thought Barcelona definitely the better team in the first half. Real were very, very defensive. Obviously got the first goal. What a goal it was from Pedri, by the way. And I'll tell you what, people need to put more respect on Pedri's name, because I know we got Bellingham and Musiala and Declan Rice and all these other world-class midfielders, Barella. But people need to respect Pedri. They need to put some respect on Pedri's name. Pedri is absolutely unbelievable. He's such a good footballer. And I mean, the goal he scored in the El Clasico was absolutely phenomenal. But I'll tell you what, second half, Madrid definitely got back into the game. I think Ancelotti bringing on Mbappe at half-time really changed things for Real Madrid. Obviously, Real Madrid went 2-1 up eventually. I think Mbappe scored a free kick and then they scored from like a corner or something. And then, of course, Barca scored again, went to extra time, and then Jules Koundé, I think, in the last 4 minutes, winning the game for Barca. And it was an absolutely unbelievable game. But, but it was not an absolutely unbelievable game of football, obviously. But, I mean, Barcelona, like I said, by looking how Inter have been doing recently, Barcelona can win this game. They can. But I think the problem is they've got to be careful. And it has been a problem at times for Barcelona. Is the high line, the very high defensive line. It's like watching Spurs at times. The defensive line is on the halfway line. So, to be honest, most of the action is probably going to be in the final third half of the time. Because obviously Inter are going to be very compact and defensive. Whilst Barcelona, their defenders are going to be on the halfway line. You're going to have the midfielders there. And the forwards literally here. I'm literally facing the bloody camera, for God's sake. And they've got to be careful, Barcelona, with that back fight, with the back line. Because Inter win the ball, they play it into the midfield, and play it into Martinez or whoever it is when they're through on goal, and then they score from it. And, you know, Inter have definitely got attackers that can hurt the Barca defence. And they've got Lautaro Martinez, they've got Marcus Thuram, who might play, I don't know. I think he's back in training, but whether he'll play or not, I don't know. But most likely, I think if he isn't going to be available, it will be Marco Arnautovic. I mean, Jesus Christ, who remembers him? I was like, did he play for United or something? I can't remember. But like I said, they've definitely got the attacking threat. They can hurt the Barca defence when they are playing that high line. But overall, Inter defensively, they've just got to stop Rafinha and Yamal. Obviously, they're lucky that Lewandowski's injured, because that front three overall, Rafinha, Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal, is just a joke by itself. But Lewandowski being injured, Inter fans will be happy with that. But, you know, they've got to stop Ferran Torres, who on his day for Barcelona is good. But they've mainly got to stop Rafinha and Yamal. Rafinha, just unbelievable, probably going to win the Ballon d'Or. And Yamal is just a joke. He's actually so good. And they've just got that flair and that swag. They've just got that Barca attack is just everything. The midfield is good as well. Defensive, like it's two really good teams. Two teams who are good defensively, got a good midfield, and they got a good attack. It should be a really, really good game, to be honest with you. But Inzaghi is got to shake their heads at Inter Milan, and they've got to forget the form they've been on recently, and they've got to turn up in this game. Like I said, any four of these teams left in the Champions League can win it. Arsenal can win it. PSG can win it. Barca can win it. Inter can win it. These four teams that are left in the Champions League deserve to be there. They've got four good managers. One of them annoyingly being Arteta. You've got Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, and Simeone Inzaghi, who is very good. He's a very good manager, and he needs to be spoken about more. Inzaghi. He is very, very good. He's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, to be honest, it won't shock me if Inter win it, to be honest with you. It really won't shock me. But like I said, they've got to get past this super team in Barcelona, because they've just been absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, but it's going to be a cracking game. It is going to be a cracking game. But anyway, let's go on to the prediction now, because I'm kind of waffling now. But yeah, it's going to be a really good game. Like I said, two teams with good defenses, good midfields, and a very good attack. Obviously, Inter are missing a few players. I think Pavard won't be playing. Thuram, I'm not sure. Barcelona, I don't think are really missing any players. But yeah, in the end, I think it'll be a tight game. I think home advantage will play for Barcelona, but I think Barcelona, if they win this game, they've got to win it quite heavily, because Inter at San Siro are good. So yeah, my prediction is 2-1 Barcelona. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for the second leg. Let's go.